Hello guys, this is again Sir Mars and you are watching Lectures ni Sir Mars. So again, sinosolve natin guys itong example problem number 1 and sa nakaraang 2 videos ay nag-solve tayo mula step 1 hanggang step 12. So ngayon, ipagpatuloy natin, nasa step 13 tayo. So dito, kukunin natin yung values ng R at saka ng omega O. So doon natin siya makikita guys sa section 28.7.2 or table 28-11A hanggang D. Okay, so take note yung R at saka omega O ay may kinalaman sa ating basic seismic force resisting system na ginamit. So ayun na nga, so sabi natin kanina, ito ay ang ating gagamiting basic seismic force resisting system ay SMRF or Special Moment Resisting Frame. So puntahan natin guys sa NSCP section 28.7.2. Okay, so nandito tayo guys sa table 28-11B, Kung naalala nyo sa ating nakaraang video, diniscuss na natin na yung ating resisting frame ay steel. So dito tayo sa table 28-11B. Okay? So, again, yung ating piniling moment resisting frame system ay special moment resisting frame system. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating value ng R ay 8.0. Ito na nga yun. And our omega sub O ay 3.0. So, ayun. So, ilista lamang natin siya doon sa ating solution. Okay? So, again, yung ating R is equal to 8.0 and yung ating omega sub O is equal to 3.0. Okay, so ngayon dito tayo ngayon sa next step 14. We have to determine the value of C sub T and H sub N. Okay, doon natin ito makikita sa 28.5.2.2. Okay, so nandito tayo guys sa 28.5.2.2. And ang sabi dito, structure period ito na section. The value of T shall be determined from one of the following methods. So, pwede natin makuha daw yung ating structure period na T using method A or using method B. So, yung method A is ito yung may formula na C sub T multiplied by H sub N raised to 3/4. So, ayun. So, di ba nga yung ating kailangan makuha dito ay yung values ng C sub T at saka H sub N. So, ayun. So, ito yung ngayon yung ating pagkukunan ng value ng C sub T at saka H sub N. Okay? So, take note na according to the problem, yung ating moment resisting frame ay steel. So, ibig sabihin, ang sabi dito guys, yung C sub T natin is equal to 0.0853 for steel moment resisting frame and 0.0731 for reinforced concrete moment resisting frames and eccentrically braced frame and 0.0488 for all other buildings. So in other words, ang ating kukunin dito guys na C sub T is 0.0853 because meron tayong steel moment resisting frame. Okay, so kailangan natin na lang ng H sub N. So, ano ba yung H sub N? Okay, so dito meron tayong H sub N sa formula ng period pero hindi sinabi kung ano yung definition ng H sub N dito. Okay, so nandito ako ngayon guys sa section 208. Ito yung earthquake loads. So, gusto ko kasing malaman kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng H sub N. So, dito kasi meron dito mga definitions ng mga symbols and notations. So, hanapin natin yung H sub N. Ito yun. So, according here, H sub I, H sub N, tsaka H sub X are height above the base to level I, N, or X respectively. Okay? That is in meters. So, ayun. So, height pala ito above the base. So, kung height above the base siya, ibig sabihin, yung kailangan nating H sub N is mula dito, papunta dito sa ating top floor, which is ito na nga yun. So, H sub N ito, and this is equal to 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 5 and that is equal to 17 meters. So ayun nga guys H sub N natin is the height above the base to level N. Okay? So ayun, so again H sub N natin is equal to 17.0 meters. Ayun, okay na tayo guys na-solve natin yung ating H sub N. So now, i-compute natin ngayon yung ating period, yung T. Okay? So again, doon natin siya makikita sa section 28.5.2.2. Okay, so method A yung ating gagamitin guys kasi nag-compute na nga tayo ng C sub T at saka H sub N. Pero take note, pwede nyo din naman gamitin yung method B. Yung method B dito ay merong formula na ito, so you can use that kung meron kayong mga given. Pero dito sa problem na to, ang gagamitin natin ay itong method A. Okay? So para sa ating method A, the formula para sa period, which is the T, is equal to C sub t times H sub n raised to 3/4. Okay? So, take note that t here is in seconds. Okay? So, this is a time. Okay? So, ayun no, sinulat ko guys yung ating formula ng period and that is equal to C sub t times H sub n raised to 3/4. I-compute muna natin to guys, then saka explain natin ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng period. So, again, C sub t natin is 0.0853, H sub n natin is 17.0 raised to 3/4. So, t natin dito is equal to, okay, so yung ating t is 0.7141 and this is in seconds. So, ano ba yung ibig sabihin ng period? Okay, so, ang nangyayari dito guys, kapag gumalaw yung ating ground, yung tendency sa structure is that gagalaw din siya depende sa ating flexibility ng ating structure. So, for example, ito yung ating building, itong orange na ito yung ating building, and again, itong black na ito yung ating ground. So, initially, nandito yung ating top point ng ating building, tapos pero pag gumalaw na siya, magsa-start na siyang pumunta sa right, tapos sa left, tapos sa right na side, and then left, and then right, and then left, and then right. So, ayun, so pabalik-balik siya hanggang sa mag-stop yung kanyang pag-move. Kapag ka nang-stop, of course, yung movement ng ground. Okay? So, ngayon, ano ba yung ibig sabihin nung period? So, yung period is yung time na ginugol ng structure para makabalik siya sa dating position. So, for example, dito guys, no, dito yung initial point ng ating structure, tapos napunta siya sa dito. Okay? So, dito tayo magsa-start ng count ng time, tapos papunta siya dito ulit, tapos pagbalik niya dito, ayun, ilan yung time na ginugol niya para makabalik siya sa position na ito. Okay? So, yun yung period. So, again, yung period is yung time para makabalik yung ating structure sa kanyang same na position. Hindi yung gitna yung ating measure, no? Kasi kung gitna, no, magiging kalahati lang yung ating measure nun kasi babalik ka agad siya, nasa gitna man yung point na yun. So, yung gilid yung ating basis. Yung ating gilid is yung base point. Okay, so ayun na nga guys, no? So, take note lamang na kapag ka-rigid yung ating structure, yung time period ay maliit, pero kapag ka-flexible yung ating structure, yung ating time period ay malaki. So, ano ba yung maganda? Maganda ba na rigid yung ating structure or maganda ba na flexible yung ating structure? Okay? So, take note guys, no? Kapag malaki yung time period, ibig sabihin, matagal bago makabalik sa dating position yung ating structure. So, ibig sabihin, hindi masyadong ma-vibrate yung ating structure kapag ka-flexible siya. Okay? Pag rigid, yun yung ibig sabihin nun, kapag maliit yung ating time period, masyado siyang ma-vibrate, no? So, ganun yung ibig sabihin. So, again, no, yung ating time period na na-solve natin kanina is equal to 0.7141 seconds. Okay, now, let us go to step 16, which is the total weight of our structure. So, para sa ating total weight, all we need to do is i-total natin yung ating mga weight ng ating mga slabs. Okay? So, sabi natin kanina sa ating problem, yung ating second floor, ito ay merong 800 kilonewtons na weight. Third floor is 800 kilonewtons. Fourth floor is also 800 kilonewtons. And the roof deck is 400 kilonewtons. So, yeah, ito total lamang natin to guys. Again, hindi kasama si ground floor dito, no? So, ito total lamang natin to para makuha natin yung ating total weight ng structure. So, the total weight is equal to 800 kilonewtons times 3, tatlo kasi yun, plus isang 400 kilonewtons. So, the total weight is equal to 2,800 kilonewtons. Ayun, so nakuha na natin guys yung ating total weight, again, and it is equal to 2,800 kilonewtons. Ayun, so ngayon na nakuha na natin guys yung ating total weight, then we can now compute for the design base shear. At doon natin yun matatagpuan sa NSCP section 28.5.2.1. Okay, so dito tayo guys sa section 28.5.2.1. So nandito yung ating design base shear. So ang sabi dito, the total design base shear in a given direction shall be determined from the following equation. So yung ating formula para sa design base shear is equal to C sub V I divided by R multiplied by T multiplied by the total weight, yung W. Okay? Then the total design base shear shall not exceed the following. So hindi daw dapat siya lumampas dito sa formula na to sa 208-9. And the total design base shear shall not be less than the following. So hindi dapat siya mas bababa sa formula natin sa 28-10. In addition, for seismic zone 4, the total base shear shall also not be less than the following. So, hindi rin dapat siya mas bababa sa itong formula na to. Okay? So, ayun, so compute natin dito guys, yung ating design base shear. Kopyahin natin to. Okay, so again guys, no, yung ating formula para sa design base shear, okay, i-summarize lamang natin itong nandito sa code. Yung ating formula para sa design base shear is C sub V multiplied by I divided by R times T times W. Okay? Then, take note guys, no, na dapat hindi siya mag-i-exceed sa nasa 28-9. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating formula para sa maximum design base shear is 2.5 times C sub A times I divided by R times W. Then, we also have ang sabi dito sa 28-10, the total design base shear shall not be less than the following. So, yung ating minimum is 0.11 C sub A I times W. Then, in addition, for seismic zone force, di ba nasa seismic zone 4 man tayo? The total base shear shall also not be less than the following. So, minimum din natin ito guys. This is equal to 0.8 times Z times N sub V times I divided by R times W. Okay, so i-substitute lamang natin. Kunin muna natin yung ating design base shear guys. So, C sub V natin is equal to, okay, ito yun, 0.81408. I natin dito is the importance factor, that is 1.0. Then, divided by R. R natin dito is, okay, so again, yung I natin na importance factor is 1.0. Then, yung R natin dito is 8.0. Then, yung ating period, nakaka-compute pa lang natin is 0.7141 seconds. Then, yung ating total weight is equal to 2,800 kilonewton. So, yung ating unit guys ng total ng design base shear is naka-kilonewtons. Okay, so yung ating total design base shear is equal to 399.00 and this is in kilonewtons. Okay, so yan yung ating computed guys na total na design base shear. Okay, so ngayon i-compute naman natin yung ating maximum kasi dapat hindi siya lalampas sa ating maximum. So ayun, so bale this is 2.5 times C sub A. C sub A natin dito is 0.45584. Then I natin is importance factor 1.00. R natin ulit is 8.0 and W is equal to 2,800 kilonewton. So the Vmax is equal to, okay, so yung ating maximum is 398.86 kilonewtons. So ayun, so i-compute natin yung ating minimum guys. Mamaya na natin i-evaluate, no? So yung ating V minimum is 0.11, C sub A natin ulit is 0.45584 multiplied by 1.00 yung ating importance factor, then 2,800 kilonewtons yung ating total weight. Okay, so yung ating V minimum is 140.399. This is in kilonewtons. Okay, so yung ating V minimum is 140.40 kilonewtons. Next, i-compute natin yung ating V minimum dito sa isa pang formula. So, 0.8 multiplied by Z. Okay, this is 0.40. Na-compute natin to kanina. So, again, yung ating Z is yung ating seismic zone factor. Ito yun. Then, N sub V natin. Tingnan natin. Okay, so N sub V natin is 1.272. Then, I natin importance factor is 1.0. Then, R again is 8.0. Then, total weight is 2,800 kilonewtons. So, the V minimum natin is equal to, okay, so this is 142.46 kilonewtons. Okay, so ngayon, no, i-evaluate natin guys, no. So meron tayo dito mga maximum value ng design base shear at saka minimum value. So again, no, yung ating design base shear na na-compute ay dapat mas malaki compared sa minimum. So yung ating minimum dito ay 140.40, which is mas malaki nga yung ating design base shear. 399 is greater than sa minimum. Yung isa pang minimum natin is 142.46, which is mas malaki pa din yung 399. Okay? Dito tayo sa maximum. Ang sabi dito, yung ating maximum is 398.86. So, dapat yung ating design base shear is mas maliit sa maximum. Tama ba? So, ang nangyari is naging mas malaki si 399 compared kay 398.86. So in other words, yung ating gagamitin na design base shear is equal to 398.86 kilonewtons. So ito yung ating gagamitin guys na design based shear, no? Yung maximum kasi lumampas nga tayo nung kinumpute natin yung ating design based shear ay naging mas malaki tayo compared sa maximum, which is hindi po pwede yun. So yung ating governing is yung 398.86 kilonewtons. Okay? So ayun, so yung ating design based shear is equal to 398.86 kilonewtons. So next is the additional lateral force at the rooftop. Okay? So ngayon, gusto natin i-compute yung additional lateral force at the rooftop. So ito, makikita natin siya sa 285.2.3. Okay, so ito tayo guys sa 285.2.3. Ang sabi dito, sa may section na to, okay, pumunta kagad tayo dito guys, no? So the concentrated force at the top, which is in addition to F sub n, shall be determined from the equation. So ito yung ating equation na gagamitin para makuha natin yung additional na concentrated force at the top, which is 0.07 T times V. Okay, so para sa ating F sub T, this is again 0.07 T times V. So, ang gawin natin guys is i-compute natin ito. So, na-compute natin kanina yung ating period at saka yung design-based shear. So, makakompute din natin to. So, 0.07 times the period, which is, ano nga ulit yung ating period? 0.7141 seconds times the design-based shear, which is 398.86 kilonewtons. So, bali makukuha natin guys itong F sub T. Ito yung ating additional na lateral load at the top. Again, so yung ating nakuhang F sub T is equal to 19.94 kilonewtons. So, ayun. Okay? So, nakuha natin guys yung additional lateral force at the rooftop. Yun na nga, yung 19.94 kilonewtons. Okay. So, i-analyze muna natin guys yung nangyayari. Okay. So, ngayon, ang ginawa natin kanina is nakuha natin yung design-based shear, which is ito yung nasa baba. So, V natin is equal to 398.86 kilonewtons. So ngayon guys, no, ito yung kumbaga itong design-based shear na ito yung equivalent na force kapag gumalaw na nga yung ating structure. So ito yung magiging equivalent na force kapag gumalaw na nga yung structure. So ito is ina-apply natin diyan sa may base. Okay, kaya nga siya tinawag na design-based shear. Ngayon, take note na yung design-based shear na ito ay i-resist ng mga floor slab natin at every floor. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin itong i-distribute to the concentrated force at the second floor, to the third floor, to the fourth floor, at saka sa may roof deck. Okay? So, yung na-compute natin na F sub T guys na 19.94 is an additional na force na ilalagay natin sa may roof deck. So, F sub T. Yung F sub T na yan, ay i-add natin siya sa may roof deck. Okay? So, I hope nagkakaintindihan tayo. So, ngayon, paano natin ma-distribute yung 398.86 sa mga lateral concentrated forces na ito? Okay, so again guys, no, pumunta ulit tayo sa NSCP para makuha natin yung ating distribution. So, ano ba yung ating formula na gagamitin? So, dito tayo guys sa section na to kung saan natin nakuha yung ating formula para sa concentrated force at the top, which is in addition to F sub n. So, ang sabi dito, no, ayun natin, ang sabi dito, the remaining portion of the base shear shall be distributed over the height of the structure, including level n, according to the following equation. So, ito yung ating kukunin na equation. So, that is V minus F sub T multiplied by W sub X, H sub X divided by summation of W sub I times H sub I. Okay? Okay, so nilagay ko lang dyan yung ating formula. Okay, so ang gawin muna natin guys, no, ay i-fill out natin itong table na to, no, para mas madali yung ating magiging computation. Okay? So, from the, naglagay ako dito ng level, yung weight, yung H, W times H, at saka F sub X. Okay? So, yung F sub X, ito na yung ating i-compute na distributed na force. Okay? So, W natin dito sa roof, guys, is 400. Fourth floor ay 800. Third floor is also 800. And second floor is also 800 kilonewtons. Okay? Next is the height, H. Okay? So, yung height natin, guys, sa my roof is 17 meters. Next is the fourth floor, which is, okay, fourth floor, ito yung ating fourth floor, no? So, that is 5 times 5 plus 4 plus 4, that is 13. Okay? Next is 5 plus 4, that is 9. Next is 5. Okay? Next, W times H. Kailangan natin i-multiply yung W times H. So, ito ay 6,800, 10,400, 7,200, 4,000. Okay, so ngayon, i-compute natin guys yung ating F sub X. So, again, yung ating formula para sa F sub X, again, is equals to the design base shear minus F sub T, ayun, multiplied by WH, then divided by, okay, then divided by summation of WH. So, summation muna natin guys lahat ng WH. So, bale 6,800 plus 10,400 plus 7,200 plus 4,000 is equal to 28,400. So, ito yung ating summation of WH. So, yung ating magiging formula guys, no, kung sasubstitute natin, yung ating F sub X dito will be equal to the design base shear is 398.86. Then, ima-minus natin yung F sub T, which is yung ating F sub T na compute, ima-minus na daan natin, which is 19.94. Then, divided by summation of WH, which is 28,400. Okay? So, dito, sa may portion na to, dito natin ilalagay yung ating mga WH. So, for example, kung magkukompute tayo ng sa roof, kailangan natin ilagay dito si 6,800. So, what will be our F sub X kung 6,800 yung ating WH? Okay? So, this is equal to 90.73. Next, kung sa 4th floor tayo mag-compute, ito ipapalitan natin ng 10,400. Okay, so ito is 138.76 kilonewtons. Next, sa may 3rd floor naman tayo, so palitan natin ito ng 7,200. And that is 96.06 kilonewtons. Next, sa may 2nd floor tayo, so palitan natin ito ng 4,000. And this is 53.37 kilonewtons. Okay, so i-total muna natin guys, no? So, dapat ang total nito ay yung 398 minus 19.94. So, ilan yung 398.86 minus 19.94? So, ito is 378.92. Ito dapat yung total dito, 378.92. So, i-add natin 90.73 plus 138.76 plus 96.06 plus 53.37. This is 378.92. So, ayun. So, ayun guys, no? So, bakit natin ito yung kanya magiging total? Kasi, kailangan muna natin i-minus yung 19.94 kasi nabigay na siya sa top, sa may rooftop. Okay? So, ito, yung ating i-distribute na lang is yung 378.92, which is ito na nga yung ating magiging distribution. Okay? So, in other words, ilan na, yung tanong kasi dito sa problem is determine the lateral force at the roof deck level. So, yung ating lateral force sa may roof deck level is yung F sub R, yung mapupunta na force sa may roof deck, plus yung F sub T. So, bale, yung ating lateral force at the roof deck level is equal to 90.73 kilonewtons plus yung ating na-compute na F sub T. Take note, ito ay ilalagay sa top, that is 19.94. So, this is equal to 110.67 kilonewtons. So, ayun. So, yung sagot natin ay 110.67 kilonewtons. Another question. What will be the lateral force at the 4th floor? ED 138.76. What will be the lateral force at the 3rd floor? ED 96.06. What will be the lateral force sa 2nd floor? 53.37. So, ayun. So, na-distribute natin, guys, yung ating base shear at every floor level. So, ganun lang, guys, yung ating pag-compute ng earthquake load. So, ayun. So, if you have questions, guys, mag-comment lamang kayo sa comment section and kapag may time ako, ay sasagutin ko yung inyong mga question. Okay? So, see you in the next video. Bye-bye!